I'm fixing my pickup at 1 in the morning when I hear my wife's voice drift through the kitchen window above the garage. That syrupy sweet tone she reserves for closing deals and, apparently, for other things I'm just beginning to understand. "The room's ready," Emily says, her laugh soft and intimate. "Bring the wine. The good stuff this time." I freeze, wrench in hand, motor oil dripping onto the concrete. Maybe she's talking to her mother. Yeah, and I'm the damn King of England. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. My name's Jack Sullivan. I'm 37, ex-boxer turned maintenance man, repo worker, part-time gym coach, whatever pays the bills in this dying Midwest city that used to have a future. I lost my gym in a fire 3 years ago. Insurance company found a loophole, left me with nothing but debt, and a wife who suddenly looked at me like I was something she'd scraped off her expensive shoes. Emily Sullivan, née Hartwell, is a corporate lawyer, 36, ambitious as hell, recently promoted to senior partner at Blackstone and Associates. She wears designer suits that cost more than my truck, drives a BMW I can't afford to maintain, and has friends I can't stand to be around. We've been married 14 years. Have a daughter, Sam, 18, freshman at State. Sam, who posts TikToks about her embarrassing blue-collar dad to her 10,000 followers. I wipe my hands on a rag and move closer to the window, keeping to the shadows. Emily's pacing in the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear, still wearing her work clothes even though it's past midnight. "I can't wait either," she says. "Tomorrow night, same place. Jack's working a late shift at the Henderson building." My stomach drops like I've taken a punch to the gut, and I've taken plenty of those. I spend the rest of the night in the garage, not sleeping, just thinking. By dawn, I know what I'm looking for. I wait until Emily leaves for work, then I search. It doesn't take long. Women who are careful about affairs don't leave hotel keycards in their purse-side pockets. The Riverside Inn, room 412. Receipt dated for last month's legal conference in Cincinnati. Except Emily was supposedly at that conference alone. The room service tab is still attached. 2 steaks, 2 bottles of wine, chocolate-covered strawberries. Signed by Dean Blackstone. Her boss, her married with 3 kids boss who drives a Mercedes and owns half the commercial real estate downtown. I sit on our bed, her bed now, really, and laugh. It's either that or put my fist through the wall, and I've learned that kind of reaction just makes you look guilty of something. My phone buzzes. Text from my old boxing coach, Mickey Donovan, the only person in this city who still treats me like I matter. "Coffee? You look like hell lately." I meet Mickey at Rosie's Diner, the kind of greasy spoon that's been dying slowly for 20 years but refuses to give up. Like me, I guess. Mickey's 70, built like a fire hydrant, with hands that could still crack walnuts and a face that's seen every kind of trouble. He takes one look at me and orders 2 coffees and a plate of eggs I won't eat. "Emily?" he asks. I show him the hotel receipt. Mickey studies it, his expression never changing. He's seen worse. He trained fighters in this city for 40 years. He knows about betrayal. "What are you going to do?" he asks. "I don't know yet." "Yes, you do." Mickey slides the receipt back across the table. "You're going to be smart about it. You're going to think like a fighter, not like a husband. You understand the difference?" "I do. A husband forgives, compromises, goes to counseling. A fighter finds the weakness and exploits it until his opponent can't get back up." "Don't do anything stupid," Mickey says. "But don't do nothing either. That's worse." I spend the next 3 days watching. I follow Emily to lunch meetings that run long, to after-work drinks that last until midnight, to the Riverside Inn, where Dean's Mercedes is always parked in the back lot. On the 4th day, I follow them to a luxury car dealership. Dean's looking at a new model, something sleek and black and expensive. Emily's with him, laughing, touching his arm, kissing him in the back seat when they think no one's watching. I wait until they go inside to do paperwork. Then I take my keys, the sharp, jagged ones, and I write a message along the side of that beautiful Mercedes. Nothing crude, just 7 words. "Your wife called, she knows everything." I leave a condom wrapper on the dashboard for good measure. Empty, of course. I'm petty, not psychotic. Then I disappear before security can respond to the alarm. That night, Emily comes home late, her face tight with anger. She throws her purse on the counter hard enough to make the wine glasses rattle. "Someone vandalized Dean's car today," she says, watching me carefully. I'm on the couch, watching a game I'm not really seeing. That's terrible. This city's going to hell. "The security camera's got a partial plate. Looks like your truck." I meet her eyes. My truck was at the Henderson building all day. Check with the parking attendant. I was fixing the HVAC system on the 3rd floor. 12 witnesses. It's true. I made sure of it. Emily stares at me for a long moment, and I see it. The moment she realizes I know. The moment the game changes. We need to talk, she says. No, I reply, turning back to the TV. We really don't. She leaves the room. I hear her on the phone upstairs, voice low and urgent, probably telling Dean that her idiot husband is finally catching on. The next morning, I find divorce papers on the kitchen table. That's fine. I was expecting that. What I wasn't expecting was the restraining order attached to them, claiming I've been threatening and unstable, and that she fears for her safety. I read through the document twice, my hands surprisingly steady. It's a preemptive strike. Smart. Very smart. If I try to confront her now, I'm the bad guy. If I fight back, I'm the abuser. Emily comes downstairs, already dressed for work, makeup perfect. She looks at me like I'm a problem she's about to solve. Sign them, Jack? Make this easy. Easy for who? For everyone. You get the house, I'll buy you out over time. I keep my retirement accounts. We split Sam's college fund. It's fair. Fair? I set the papers down. Tell me something, Em. How long? She has the decency to look away. Does it matter? Yeah, it does. 8 months. 8 months. While I was working 60-hour weeks to keep us afloat after the gym burned down, while I was coaching kids for free at the community center because I couldn't stand to give up boxing completely, while I was trying to be the man she needed me to be. I'll sign, I say, but not today. I need time to get a lawyer, make sure everything's actually fair. You have 3 days, Jack, then I file and you get whatever the court decides. She leaves. I sit at the kitchen table until my coffee goes cold, reading through the restraining order again and again. That's when I start planning. The restraining order makes the local news, not the big stations, but the neighborhood Facebook groups, the community message boards. Emily's friends, our former friends, start posting supportive messages about staying strong and protecting yourself from toxic relationships. Sam calls me crying. Dad, what did you do? Everyone's saying you threatened Mom. I didn't threaten anyone, sweetheart. Then why would she file a restraining order? God, this is so embarrassing. Everyone at school is talking about it. Sam, just leave us alone, okay? Just sign the papers and leave us alone. She hangs up. When I try to call back, it goes straight to voicemail. I meet with a lawyer, a guy Mickey recommends named Paul Hendricks. He's 60, rumpled, works out of a small office above a pawn shop. But Mickey says he's good, and I trust Mickey more than anyone. Paul reads through Emily's filing and whistles low. She's going for blood. You sure you didn't threaten her? I keyed her boyfriend's car. That's it. Can she prove it was you? I made sure I had an alibi. Paul grins. Smart. Okay, here's the situation. The restraining order is temporary based on her testimony alone. We can fight it, but that means court, and court means money you probably don't have. The divorce terms are actually pretty reasonable considering she's giving you the house. The house has a mortgage I can barely afford. Still, she could push for alimony, claim you're underemployed by choice. She's not doing that. Why? I think about the hotel receipts, the text messages I've been documenting, the pattern of late nights I've been tracking. Because she doesn't want discovery, doesn't want me digging into her finances or her relationship with Dean. Ah, Paul leans back in his chair. She's hiding something. Yeah. Well, if you want to dig, I can help, but it'll cost you. I shake my head. Not yet. I have a different plan. What I don't tell Paul is that I've already hired someone, not a lawyer. A private investigator named Rita Chen, no relation to anyone, just a woman who used to work for the police department until she got tired of the politics and went private. Rita's good. Within a week, she has Dean's financials, his phone records, his travel history. All obtained legally, public records, social media analysis, interviews with people who think she's writing a business profile. Dean Blackstone, it turns out, has a gambling problem. He's into a local bookie for $30,000. He's also been skimming from client accounts to cover his bets, moving money around in ways that aren't quite illegal, but definitely aren't ethical. Rita hands me a folder 2 inches thick. Your wife's boyfriend is a mess. If his firm finds out about the gambling, he's done. If the state bar finds out about the account juggling, he's disbarred. Can you prove the account thing? Not in court, but I can make enough noise that someone else will look into it. I pay Rita her fee, money I don't really have, but I'll figure it out, and I start planning phase 2. Emily's sister, Jessica, is getting married. 29, works in marketing, engaged to a guy named Kevin, who manages a sporting goods franchise. Nice guy, boring, but nice. Jessica's wedding is in 6 weeks. Emily's the maid of honor. I'm invited because Sam's a bridesmaid, and it would look weird if I wasn't there. But here's the thing about Jessica. She's still hung up on her ex. Guy named Trevor Morrison, 34, works in commercial real estate. Trevor's married to a woman named Monica, has been for 5 years. But Jessica and Trevor still text, still meet for friendly coffee, still have that energy between them that anyone with eyes can see. Kevin either doesn't notice or doesn't want to notice. I've watched this dynamic at family gatherings for years. Emily thinks it's romantic. I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. And disasters, properly managed, can be very useful. I start with Monica Morrison. I find her at a coffee shop near her office. She's an accountant for the city, and I introduce myself as Kevin's friend, which is technically true, even if Kevin and I haven't spoken in months. I'm worried about him, I tell Monica. I think Jessica might still have feelings for someone else. Monica's expression doesn't change, but her coffee cup stops halfway to her mouth. Trevor, you know? I'm not blind. They think they're subtle. They're not. She sets down her cup. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm about to blow up my own life, and I figure if I'm going down, I might as well take some other people with me. People who deserve it. Monica studies me for a long moment. Then she smiles. It's not a nice smile. What do you need? We talk for an hour. By the end, we have a plan. The rehearsal dinner is at an upscale restaurant downtown, the kind of place with cloth napkins and a wine list thicker than a phone book. Emily's there with Dean, not even pretending anymore. They're sitting together, his hand on her knee under the table. Sam won't look at me. She's at the far end of the table with Jessica and the other bridesmaids, whispering and giggling. Kevin's at the head of the table, looking nervous and happy. His parents are there, Jessica's parents, various aunts and uncles and cousins, and Trevor, sitting with Monica, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. I wait until after the salads, when everyone's had a few drinks and the conversation is loud and loose. Then I stand up, glass in hand. I'd like to make a toast, I say. Emily's eyes go wide. She knows this is a bad idea. She's right. To Jessica and Kevin, I begin. 2 people who are about to make a commitment to love, honor, and cherish each other, for better or worse, in sickness and health, forsaking all others. I let that last part hang in the air for a moment. Marriage is hard, I continue. It takes work, communication, honesty, trust, and most importantly, it requires that both people actually want to be married to each other, and not to someone else. Jessica's face goes pale. So here's my advice, Kevin. Before you sign those papers, before you make those vows, make sure you know who you're really marrying. Make sure she's not still texting her ex at midnight. Make sure she's not meeting him for friendly coffee every Thursday. Make sure that when she says, I love you, she's actually talking to you and not thinking about someone else. Kevin looks at Jessica. Jessica looks at Trevor. Trevor looks at his plate. Monica stands up, phone in hand. Since we're being honest, let me share some text messages. These are from Jessica to my husband from last week. She starts reading, loud enough for everyone to hear. I can't stop thinking about you. This is wrong, I know, but I can't help it. Kevin's a good guy, but he's not you. He'll never be you. Sometimes I wish we could just run away together. The room goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. Kevin stands up slowly. His face is red, his hands shaking. Is this true? Jessica's crying now. Kevin, I can explain. Is it true? Trevor stands up too. Kevin, man, nothing happened. We're just friends. Shut up. Kevin's voice is quiet but hard. Jessica, answer the question. I do still have feelings for him. But I love you too. I do. Get out. Kevin's not yelling. That's somehow worse. Get out of my rehearsal dinner. Get out of my life. We're done. Jessica's mother starts crying. Her father starts yelling at me, at Monica, at Trevor. Dean tries to calm everyone down, which is hilarious considering he's sleeping with another man's wife. Emily grabs my arm, her nails digging in. What the hell is wrong with you? I lean close, keeping my voice low. You want to talk about what's wrong? Let's talk about Dean's gambling debts. Let's talk about the client funds he's been moving around. Let's talk about how you've been helping him cover it up. Her face goes white. You're bluffing. Am I? Ask Dean about the $30,000 he owes to Marcus Webb. Ask him about the Thompson account and where that money went for 3 weeks before it was found again. I pull my arm free and walk out. Behind me, the restaurant erupts in shouting. I hear glass breaking, chairs scraping, voices overlapping in anger and accusation. Mickey's waiting in the parking lot, leaning against his old Buick. "How'd it go?" he asks. "About as well as expected." "You know there's no going back from this, right? You just made a lot of enemies." "Yeah." I get in my truck. That's the point. The fallout is immediate and spectacular. Jessica and Kevin's wedding is canceled. Jessica's parents blame me, Emily, Monica, Trevor, everyone except Jessica. Trevor's marriage is hanging by a thread. Monica moves out, taking their daughter with her. Emily's firm starts asking questions about Dean's accounts. Someone, definitely not me, probably not Rita, maybe Monica, who has connections in city government, leaked information to the State Bar Association. Within 2 weeks, Dean's suspended pending investigation. Emily stops coming home. She stays with Dean at his downtown condo, the one his wife doesn't know about yet. Sam won't return my calls. Her TikTok account is full of videos about toxic family members and cutting out negative people. I lose friends, the guys I used to grab beers with, the neighbors who used to wave hello, the parents from Sam's high school events. They all choose sides, and it's not my side. Emily's friends are particularly vicious. They organize a neighborhood watch meeting, ostensibly about safety concerns, but really it's about me, about how I'm unstable and dangerous and needs to be watched. I attend the meeting. Why not? I haven't violated the restraining order. I haven't done anything illegal. They don't expect me to show up. The meeting's at the community center, the same place I used to coach boxing. About 30 people are there, sitting in a circle like some kind of intervention. Barbara Hendricks, no relation to my lawyer, is leading it. She's the neighborhood gossip queen, president of the Homeowners Association, the kind of woman who measures her worth by how many people's business she knows. "We're here to discuss safety," Barbara begins, looking pointedly at me. "There have been incidents, vandalism, threats, harassment." "I haven't harassed anyone," I say calmly. "You ruined Jessica's wedding." I told the truth. If that ruined her wedding, maybe she shouldn't have been getting married in the first place. "You've been following Emily," someone else says. Tom Patterson, Dean's golf buddy. "I documented my wife's affair. That's not harassment. That's gathering evidence for divorce proceedings." "You keyed Dean's car," Barbara says. "Prove it. I have an alibi. The police already looked into it and found nothing." They go around the circle, each person adding their accusation. I'm controlling. I'm abusive. I'm a deadbeat who lost his business and now resents everyone who's successful. I let them talk. When they're done, I stand up. "Here's what's really happening," I say. Emily's having an affair with her boss, a married man with 3 kids. That boss is being investigated for financial misconduct. Jessica was emotionally cheating on her fiancé, and all of you are mad at me for pointing it out because it makes you uncomfortable. Because it makes you look at your own lives and wonder what secrets you're keeping. I look around the circle, meeting eyes. I'm not the villain here. I'm just the only one honest enough to say what everyone else was thinking. I walk out. Behind me, the room erupts in argument. I hear Barbara trying to restore order, hear Tom calling me names, hear others defending me or at least questioning the narrative. It doesn't matter. I've planted the seed of doubt. That night, I get a call from Paul Hendricks. Emily's lawyer contacted me. They want to settle. No court, no discovery, no public filing. You sign the papers, you get the house free and clear. She'll pay off the mortgage. You get half of Sam's college fund. She keeps her retirement accounts and investments. Clean break. What's the catch? You sign a non-disclosure agreement. You don't talk about the affair, don't talk about Dean, don't post anything on social media, don't give interviews. You disappear quietly. I think about it. It's a good deal. Better than I'd get in court, probably. I could take it, move on, start over somewhere else. No, I say. Jack, no. She doesn't get to buy my silence, not yet. What are you planning? Something stupid, probably. I hang up before Paul can argue. The next day, I go to the Blackstone and Associates office building. I don't go inside. That would violate the restraining order. But I stand on the public sidewalk across the street and I hold a sign. The sign says, "Ask Dean Blackstone about the Thompson account." I stand there for 4 hours. People walk by, some ignore me, some take pictures, a few ask questions. I just smile and point at the sign. Security comes out twice, but I'm on public property. They can't do anything. By hour 3, I see Emily looking down from a window on the 4th floor. She's on her phone, probably calling her lawyer. By hour 4, a police car pulls up. The officer is young, maybe 25. He looks uncomfortable. "Sir, I need you to move along." Am I breaking any laws? You're causing a disturbance. I'm exercising my First Amendment rights on public property. Check with your supervisor if you want, but I'm not moving. The officer does check. He comes back 10 minutes later. You can stay, but if anyone complains about harassment, I'll have to cite you. Understood. He leaves. I stay another hour, then pack up and go home. The next morning, the local news runs a story. Local man protests outside law firm. They interview Barbara Hendricks, who calls me a disgruntled ex-husband. They interview Tom Patterson, who says I'm clearly unstable. They also interview Monica Morrison, who says, sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. That doesn't make it harassment. And they interview Mickey Donovan, who says, I've known Jack Sullivan for 15 years. He's a good man who's been pushed too far. Sometimes good men do bad things when they have no other choice. The story goes viral locally. Not national news, but enough that everyone in the city knows my name now. Emily's lawyer calls Paul again. New offer. Everything from before, plus $50,000, plus they'll drop the restraining order. She's scared, Paul tells me. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Take the deal, Jack. Not yet. You're going to lose everything. I already lost everything. Now I'm just deciding what she loses too. I hang up and start planning the finale. The city's annual charity fundraiser is in 3 weeks. It's the social event of the year, held at the Riverside Hotel. Yes, the same hotel where Emily and Dean have been conducting their affair. 500 people, all the city's elite, everyone who matters. Emily's firm is one of the main sponsors. Dean's on the organizing committee. They'll both be there, playing the part of successful professionals, pretending everything's fine. I buy a ticket. It costs $300 I don't have, but I put it on a credit card. What's a little more debt at this point? I also reach out to Monica Morrison. We meet at the same coffee shop, and I lay out my plan. That's insane, she says when I'm done. Probably. You'll humiliate yourself. I'm already humiliated. Might as well make it count. Monica stirs her coffee, thinking, what do you need from me? Access to the charity fund's financial records. You're the city accountant. You can get them. That's confidential information. Is it? Or is it public record? Available through a Freedom of Information Act request. She smiles. You've been doing your homework. I've had a lot of free time. Monica agrees to help. Over the next 2 weeks, she pulls records, cross-references accounts, finds patterns. What she discovers is damning. Dean Blackstone hasn't just been gambling with his own money. He's been skimming from the charity fund. Small amounts, spread out over 2 years, always returned within a few weeks. Not quite embezzlement, but definitely fraud. Definitely illegal. And Emily knew. Her name's on some of the authorization forms. This is enough to destroy them both, Monica says, handing me a flash drive. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Once you do, there's no taking it back. You'll be the guy who ruined the charity fundraiser. You'll be the villain. Good. I'm tired of being the victim. The night of the fundraiser, I arrive early. I'm wearing my only suit, the one I wore to my father's funeral 5 years ago. It's a little tight now, a little worn, but it's clean. The ballroom is decorated like something from a movie. Crystal chandeliers, white tablecloths, ice sculptures, a live band. Everyone's dressed to impress, drinking champagne, networking, pretending they care about whatever charity this is supposed to be supporting. I spot Emily immediately. She's wearing a red dress that probably cost more than my truck payment, her hair perfect, her smile bright. Dean's next to her, looking confident and comfortable, like he owns the room. Sam's there too, with some college friends. She sees me and looks away quickly. I grab a glass of champagne from a passing waiter and find my table. I'm seated with people I don't know, which is fine. I'm not here to make friends. The evening progresses through dinner, speeches, a silent auction. I bid on nothing, say little, just watch and wait. Finally, after the main presentations, the organizer, a woman named Patricia Summers, invites people to share stories about why they support the charity. I stand up. Patricia looks surprised but hands me the microphone. And you are? Jack Sullivan. I'm here to talk about charity and honesty and what happens when the people we trust betray us. I see Emily's face go pale. Dean starts to stand, but people are watching now. He sits back down. My wife is having an affair, I say into the microphone. My voice echoes through the ballroom. With her boss, Dean Blackstone. They've been sleeping together for 8 months, meeting at this very hotel in room 412. Gasps, whispers. Someone laughs nervously. That's not illegal, of course. Immoral, maybe. Definitely hurtful, but not illegal. I pull out a small remote and click it. Behind me, the presentation screen flickers to life. What is illegal is stealing from a charity fund, which Dean has been doing for 2 years. The screen shows bank records, transaction histories, authorization forms. All legally obtained, all public record, all damning. Small amounts, I continue. 5,000 here, 10,000 there, always returned within weeks, so maybe he thought no one would notice. But someone did notice, and someone kept records. Dean's on his feet now, trying to get to me, but security's faster. They hold him back. And the best part? I click to another slide. Emily knew. She authorized some of these transfers. She helped cover it up. Emily's crying now, her perfect makeup running. People are on their phones, recording, posting. This will be everywhere by morning. So here's my question, I say, looking directly at Emily. Was it worth it? Was he worth destroying our marriage, our family, your career? Was he worth this? I drop the microphone. It hits the floor with a loud thud. The room erupts. People shouting, security trying to restore order, reporters pushing forward. I see Barbara Hendricks staring at me in shock. I see Tom Patterson trying to help Dean. I see Sam, her face horrified, filming everything on her phone. And I see Monica Morrison standing near the exit, giving me a small nod. I walk out of the ballroom, through the lobby, into the cool night air. Behind me, I hear sirens. Police, probably, or maybe just more security. I don't care. I'm done. I drive to the lake, to the old estate where my gym used to be before it burned down. The building's still there, mostly, just a shell now, windows broken, roof caved in. But it's mine. I bought the land with money my father left me, and I never sold it, even when I needed the cash. I sit on the hood of my truck, looking at the ruins, and I light a cigar. I don't usually smoke, but tonight feels like an exception. My phone buzzes. Text from Mickey. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. You just became the most hated man in the city. Better than being the most pitied. Another text, this time from Paul Hendricks. Emily's lawyer just called. They're dropping everything. No divorce terms, no settlement, no NDA. She just wants you to go away. Tell them I'll sign whatever they want. I'm done. One more text from a number I don't recognize. This is Monica. Thank you. Trevor's moving out tomorrow. I'm filing for divorce. Sometimes people need to see the truth before they can move on. You gave me that. I don't respond. I just sit there, smoking my cigar, watching the moon reflect off the lake. Around midnight, I hear a car pull up. I turn, expecting police or maybe Emily's lawyer. It's Sam. She gets out of her car slowly, carefully, like she's approaching a wild animal. She's still in her dress from the fundraiser, her makeup smeared from crying. Dad? Hey, sweetheart. She sits next to me on the hood of the truck. We don't talk for a long time. Finally, she says, That was really messed up. What you did tonight. Yeah. Everyone's talking about it. It's all over social media. People are calling you crazy, calling you a stalker, calling you... I know. But some people... She trails off. Some people are saying you were right. That Mom and Dean deserved it. That someone needed to tell the truth. I look at my daughter. She looks so much like Emily, but she has my eyes, my stubbornness. What do you think? I ask. Sam wipes her eyes. I think you're an idiot. I think you just destroyed any chance of a normal relationship with Mom or me. I think you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. Probably. But I also think... She takes a shaky breath. I think Mom hurt you really badly. And I think maybe I didn't see it because I didn't want to see it. Because it was easier to blame you for being broke and embarrassing than to admit that Mom was cheating. She leans her head on my shoulder, something she hasn't done since she was 12. I'm sorry, Dad. It's okay, Sam. No, it's not. I should have believed you. I should have listened. We sit there until the cigar burns down to nothing. Then Sam drives home, and I stay at the lake, watching the sun come up over the ruins of my old life. The legal fallout takes months. Dean Blackstone is arrested for embezzlement. The amount is small enough that he might avoid prison, but his career is over. He's disbarred, divorced, and bankrupt within 6 months. Emily's not charged with anything. The prosecutors can't prove she knew the transfers were illegal, but her firm fires her anyway. Bad publicity. She moves to another city, takes a job at a smaller firm for half the salary. The divorce is finalized without contest. I get the house. She keeps her retirement accounts. We split Sam's college fund. No alimony, no child support. Sam's 18 now, legally an adult. Jessica and Kevin don't reconcile. Jessica moves in with Trevor, who left Monica. They're together now, apparently happy, though Monica tells me they fight constantly. Monica and I stay in touch. Not romantically, we're both too damaged for that, but as friends. She helps me understand the financial paperwork from the divorce. I help her move into her new apartment. Sam visits me once a month. It's awkward at first, but it gets easier. She's majoring in communications, wants to be a journalist. She says my stunt at the fundraiser inspired her to pursue truth-telling, even when it's uncomfortable. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Mickey offers me a job coaching at his gym. The pay's terrible, but it's honest work, and I'm good at it. I train kids who remind me of myself, angry, lost, looking for something to believe in. Barbara Hendricks stops talking to me, which is the best outcome I could have hoped for. Tom Patterson moves away. Most of the neighbors who took Emily's side either avoid me or pretend the whole thing never happened. The ones who matter, the ones who knew the truth and stood by me, are still around. 6 months after the fundraiser, I'm at Rosie's diner with Mickey when a woman approaches our table. She's about 40, professional-looking, carrying a briefcase. Jack Sullivan? That's me. My name's Andrea Walsh. I'm a literary agent from New York. I read about your story online, the fundraiser, the affair, all of it. I think it would make a great book. I laugh. You want me to write a book about destroying my marriage? I want you to write a book about truth and consequences, about what happens when ordinary people are pushed too far, about revenge. I'm not a writer. You don't have to be. I can connect you with a ghostwriter. The story's what matters. And your story? It's compelling. I look at Mickey. He shrugs. Your call, kid. I'll think about it, I tell Andrea. She leaves her card. I put it in my pocket and forget about it for a week. But then I start thinking about everything that happened, about the people involved, about the choices I made and the consequences that followed. Maybe there is a story there. Maybe someone else who's been betrayed, humiliated, pushed to the edge. Maybe they need to hear that they're not alone, that sometimes fighting back is the right choice, even if it costs you everything. I call Andrea. We talk for 2 hours. By the end, I agree to write the book. It takes me a year. Writing is harder than boxing, harder than fixing HVAC systems, harder than anything I've ever done. But I finish it. The book's published under a pseudonym. It becomes a modest bestseller, mostly in online circles, among people who've been cheated on or betrayed. I do a few anonymous interviews, never showing my face. The money from the book pays off the house, covers Sam's remaining college expenses, and gives me enough to buy back my old gym property and start rebuilding. 2 years after the fundraiser, I'm standing in the shell of my old gym, now fully renovated. New roof, new windows, new equipment. Mickey's there, along with a dozen kids from the neighborhood who've signed up for classes. Sam's there too, covering the grand opening for her college newspaper. How does it feel? She asks, her recorder running. Like starting over, I say. Do you regret what you did? At the fundraiser? I think about it. Really think about it. No, I say finally. I regret that it had to happen. I regret that Emily and I couldn't fix our marriage before it got to that point. I regret that you got caught in the middle. But do I regret exposing the truth? No. The truth needed to come out. Even though it cost you everything? I didn't lose everything. I lost a wife who didn't love me, friends who weren't really friends, and a reputation I never cared about anyway. But I kept my integrity. I kept my self-respect. And I kept you. Sam turns off the recorder and hugs me. I'm proud of you, Dad. I'm proud of you too, sweetheart. The gym's grand opening is a success. 30 kids sign up in the first month. Mickey comes out of retirement to help coach. We name the gym Second Chances, which is corny but true. I see Emily once, about 3 years after the divorce. She's in town visiting Sam, and we run into each other at a coffee shop. She looks older, tired. The sharp edges that made her so formidable as a lawyer have been worn down by life. Jack, she says. Emily. We stand there awkwardly for a moment. I heard about the gym, she says. Congratulations. Thanks, I heard you made partner at your new firm. Associate partner, it's not the same. Another pause. I'm sorry, she says finally. For everything. For the affair, for the way I treated you, for... It's okay, we both made mistakes. No, I made mistakes. You just reacted. I don't argue. There's no point. How's Dean? I ask. I don't know. We don't talk anymore. He's working as a paralegal somewhere, I think. His wife took him back, surprisingly. Good for them. Emily nods. I should go. It was good to see you, Jack. You too. She leaves. I watch her go, and I feel nothing. No anger, no regret, no lingering love. Just nothing. That's how I know I've finally moved on. 5 years after the fundraiser, I'm at Sam's college graduation. She's giving a speech as valedictorian, talking about truth and journalism and the responsibility to speak up even when it's difficult. She mentions me, obliquely, talking about people who've inspired her to value honesty over comfort. After the ceremony, she introduces me to her boyfriend. Nice kid, studying engineering, seems genuine. Dad, this is Marcus. Marcus, this is my dad, Jack. We shake hands. Marcus looks nervous. Sam's told me a lot about you, sir, about what happened with your divorce and everything. That took guts. Or stupidity, I say. Jury's still out. Sam laughs. Dad's being modest. He's a legend in certain corners of the internet. There are whole forums dedicated to his story. Really? Really? The fundraiser incident has its own Wikipedia page. I groan. Sam and Marcus laugh. We go to dinner, the three of us plus Mickey and Monica. It's nice, normal, the kind of evening I never thought I'd have again. Later, driving home, I pass the Riverside Hotel. It's been renovated, rebranded. Room 412 probably doesn't exist anymore, or if it does, it's full of different ghosts. I don't stop. I just keep driving, back to my gym, my house, my life. That night, I get an email from Andrea Walsh. The book's being optioned for a limited series. They want me to consult on the script. I write back, only if they get the ending right. She responds, what's the right ending? I think about it for a long time. Finally, I type, the right ending is that he doesn't forgive her. He doesn't forgive anyone. He just moves on. He builds something new from the ashes of what he lost. He becomes the villain in everyone else's story so he can be the hero in his own. And he never, ever regrets it. Andrea writes back, perfect. That's exactly what we'll do. I close my laptop and pour myself a drink. Whiskey, neat, the good stuff I save for special occasions. I raise the glass to the empty room, to the ghosts of my past, to the man I used to be and the man I've become, to ashes and alibis, I say, and to never looking back. I drink, and for the first time in 6 years, I sleep soundly. 10 years after the fundraiser, I'm 51 years old. The gym's thriving. We've expanded twice, added a women's self-defense program, started a scholarship fund for kids who can't afford membership. Mickey passed away 2 years ago. Heart attack, quick and painless. We scattered his ashes at the lake, near the old gym site. I think he would have liked that. Sam's the investigative journalist now, working for a major newspaper. She's won awards for her reporting on corporate corruption. She calls me every Sunday. Monica remarried, a good guy who treats her right. They have a daughter together. We still have coffee occasionally, 2 survivors who understand each other. Emily's still in the other city. I heard through Sam that she's dating someone, a teacher or something. I hope it works out for her. I really do. Dean got out of legal trouble with probation and community service. Last I heard, he's managing a used car lot. His gambling problem's under control, supposedly. Jessica and Trevor broke up after 3 years. She's single now, working in social media marketing. Trevor reconciled with Monica briefly, then they divorced anyway. Some damage can't be undone. The book became a cult classic. They made the limited series. It was decent, though they changed some details for dramatic effect. I consulted on 3 episodes, then stopped because it felt weird watching actors play out the worst moments of my life. But the residuals paid for Sam's graduate school and funded the gym's expansion, so I can't complain. Today's the 10-year anniversary of the fundraiser. I didn't plan anything special, but Sam insists on coming to town with a film crew. She's doing a Where Are They Now piece for her newspaper. We meet at the gym. She interviews me, asks all the questions I've answered 100 times. Do you regret it? No. Would you do anything differently? I'd have left sooner. Saved myself the humiliation of being the last to know. What would you say to people going through similar situations? I look directly at the camera. Don't be a victim. Don't let people who hurt you control the narrative. Tell your truth, even if your voice shakes, even if it costs you everything, because living with the truth is better than living with a lie. Even if it makes you the villain? Especially if it makes you the villain, because sometimes the villain is just the hero of a story no one else wants to hear. After the interview, Sam and I walk around the gym. She films some of the kids training, interviews a few parents. One mother pulls me aside. My daughter loves this place. She was being bullied at school, had no confidence. Now she's standing up for herself. Thank you. She did the work, I say. I just showed her how. But the woman shakes her head. No, you showed her that it's okay to fight back, that it's okay to be strong. That's everything. As we're leaving, Sam asks, Are you happy, Dad? I think about it. Really think about it. Yeah, I say. I am. Not the way I thought I'd be happy. Not the life I planned. But yeah, I'm happy. Good. She hugs me. You deserve it. That night, alone in my house, the same house Emily and I bought 20 years ago, now fully mine, I pour another drink. Whiskey, neat. I don't toast this time, I just drink and think about the decade that's passed. The revenge I took wasn't perfect, it was messy, public, humiliating for everyone involved. It cost me friends, dignity, years of peace. But it was mine, my choice, my truth. And in the end, that's all any of us really have. The choices we make and the truths we're willing to defend. I finish my drink, wash the glass, and turn off the lights. Tomorrow, I'll wake up and train kids at the gym. I'll have coffee with the parents who trust me with their children. I'll call Sam and hear about her latest investigation. I'll live my life, the one I built from the ruins of my marriage, and I'll do it all without apology. Because I'm not the victim of Emily's betrayal anymore. I'm not the husband who was cheated on, the man who was humiliated, the guy everyone pitied. I'm Jack Sullivan. I own a gym. I coach fighters. I wrote a book. I raised a daughter who isn't afraid to tell the truth. And once, 10 years ago, I stood in front of 500 people and burned my old life to the ground so I could build something better from the ashes. They called me a villain for it. I call it survival, and I'd do it all again.